In olden days, you would walk into a competitor's shop, go to their clothing section or go to their gaming section and analyze what works, what doesn't work. Why is there a stock of people in one area versus the other? That was the way to do it. But today, things have changed, right? With the digital world, there are different approaches that you need to take towards competitive analysis. Though the why stays the same, the reason that you're doing competitive analysis stays the same, wherein you need to know what's working, what's not, and compare, like, am I doing this? What's working for the competition? Can I learn something? Or maybe something that's not working for them, like if it's not for us too, we need to stop doing this. Therefore, it's important to do a competitive analysis. It is good to have competition because a lot of times people get afraid with the competition, but no, it's a good thing because you're in a market where there is competition. That means the product that you're selling is in demand. I would be worried if you're in a business where there's no competition. That means nobody is buying. Like, why are you even in that business? I've created an ICE framework which will help you with your competitive analysis. So it's identify your competitors, collect the information, examine the information. And then I have 2 extra bonus tips at the end, which I talk about how do you act upon it and then also update with an example for a digital channel. So stay tuned. First step is to identify. Even know who are your competitors, right? Like, you don't need to go compare with the entire market. You need to know what I need to compare, categorize on what aspects I need to compare and who's the best in the market and who I need to go compare with. So you need to first identify who even is your competition before starting a competitive analysis. Categorize on what kind of information you need to gather, right? So you need to jot down what are the parameters that you want to compare on. That will help you, focus your attention on the key and relevant aspects versus going everywhere and trying to compare everything is just going to create more confusion and issues. It's more like unstructured data versus structured data. You need to structure your data, structure your information so you know where to go look into the jungle of all the information that we have out there today. Examine the information. You have identified your customers, and you've collected like a parameter of information. Now you need to examine all that information. First you start with is SWOT analysis, which is very common. Basically, it's a strength, weakness, opportunity, threats analysis with your company and on specifically those parameters that you're trying to compare on. Once you have that, you also can do some benchmarking based on the KPIs, that is the key performance indicators, and also build some success metrics. So compare based on pricing, features, innovation, design overall. So compare all of that. This will help you to examine all the information that you've gathered and you will start seeing trends and analysis on how this whole competitive analysis is coming out and looking into. You've done all of this. Then comes in the monitor and update. I call it like the agile way. Basically, you need to learn, unlearn, and learn again. Or as I call it, iterate and update, right? So you've done all of this, which is great. Now you need to monitor it. Like, is it working? Is it not working? Do I need to change something? Once that's done, then maybe it's worked for a while, but macroeconomics has changed. The world has changed. Maybe you need to pivot and make in some more changes. So update also comes into the picture. This is a more living, breathing process. It cannot be just done once and then you can live for 5 years. No, because the world is changing. You need to keep adapting with the world, and so does your product. The bonus tip which I talked about, wherein I'll share for a high level digital channel what you do. So you start with the UX experience analysis, right? Like with respect to your competition, how does your layout look like? How does the experience look like? How are the flows? How is the accessibility design? So come up with these parameters and do a full-blown UX experience analysis. Next you do is features and services. So do a comparison on what are the features or special services that the competition is providing on their channel versus you are not, such as chatbots, or how are they leveraging AI today, or educational content. In what format are they presenting? Is videos working better than blogs? What are they doing and how can you leverage that? Customer engagement. How is their channel or digital site engaging with the customers? Are there customer reviews that are visible, which creates trust for the new person to apply? Are there, personalized experience that they are seeing? Are there chatbots? Are there different CTAs that they have at different locations? So learn and understand how the customer is being engaged. Performance of the site or the app, like the performance has to be good. Today, in the world of instant gratification, people don't have the time, right? So your performance of the app or the site needs to be really good. So analyze that. How is your performance doing versus your competition? Is it the same, slowing down at certain steps, not slowing down at a certain different flow? That analysis needs to be done as well. And the last I would say is competitive advantage. What uniqueness does your product has or feature has that the competition doesn't, and vice versa, right? So what is it that you can be known for or somebody else is known for and it's working really well and you need to adapt? So a proper competitive advantage of your uniqueness is also important to be understood and analyzed with your competition. So here are some tips to help you on your journey of competitive analysis. Share in the comments what more you need to know. If there is anything you need more clarity on, I will create a video around that and be able to help you in your journey for competitive analysis.